Hey family, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Cut Nice 50. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Today, man, we got another amazing video featuring our second episode by our celibacy journey, and this one with our special guest, Monique. Now, her identity has been sealed for her protection, but don't mind that. We're going to go ahead and put an avatar up there for her, and y'all going to just listen to the words she has to say. We talked about childhood trauma, the relationships, the state of the world, religion, politics, health and wellness, and so much more. Now, it did get dark at times when she was explaining her own trials and tribulations in life, the loss of a loved one. But she's excited about life now. She's having kids. She's doing a whole lot. And I can't wait for y'all to actually meet her, hopefully, maybe in 2026. And I actually want to have this young lady on my book tour in 2026. So I'm praying for that. We can connect and we can actually get her out there again. But everybody has their own walk, and timing is perfect. So thanks for y'all tuning in. We appreciate y'all for supporting the journey. Subscribe to the channel and help the channel grow. We can reach more people like yourselves and get this content out there. This is a sensitive topic, celibacy. A lot of people go through different definitions, but for me, it's a personal vow to God, and our walk is uniquely different. But the conclusion of it, we all want to please God and improve ourselves and be more like Him and less like ourselves. The flesh is weak, and we all know that. So we're going to have our own trials and tribulations. Thanks for tuning in. Let's go ahead and jump into this special episode with our special guest, Monique. Let's go. All right, family, welcome to the channel. I am your host, Cut Nice 50, and I got an amazing guest today. We're going to call her Monique, and she's going to go ahead and introduce herself. We're going to do a questionnaire about her celibacy and her just healing journey in general. So y'all just welcome the guest. Y'all stay tuned. Let's go ahead and get it started. Hey, welcome, Monique.
Hi, how are you?
Excellent, excellent. You doing okay today?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, so we're going to start with the questionnaire. What are you in the U.S. or you abroad right now?
U.S.
Okay. Do you want to share what you do for a living or what you're interested in doing? I'll just word it like that.
Interest, particularly working with youth,
Okay.
and helping them heal and getting on their journey to getting their life on track, particularly youth in foster care and homeless.
Okay. Okay. So I think we have a similar interest in there. Coming up, I worked for the prison systems, but I also was a therapeutic counselor with juveniles, male and females. Of course, as a child going through traumatic experiences. So that was a passion of mine. But do you believe that all of us have an innate ability to want to help the youth and those who can't help themselves?
I do. I believe some more than others. Mm-hmm. Some people, they're just more concerned about themselves, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I think people who've also went through traumatic events or have struggled growing up, they tend to want to help more. Okay. Because they don't want people to go through what they've been through.
Yeah, exactly right. I'm in alignment with you on that one. Let me ask you this question. Generally, a lot of people go through pain and struggles. Do you think that you're going through that for a reason? And what is that reason, if you can come to a conclusion?
I think that everything that God puts you through is for a reason. Mm-hmm. I don't want to get too deep, but because I might start ranting. Mm-hmm. But I believe everything that you go through happens for a reason. And once you wake up and you kind of start saying, okay, I don't want to keep feeling bad for myself, let me figure out why this happened. Then you can start seeing, okay, this happened for that reason. Okay, now that happened for that reason. Mm-hmm. But it takes time, and you have to get yourself together before you can heal anybody else. Because most people that go through things, they want to help others to not have to deal with their own healing. Yeah. I hope that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense. And like I said, we're in alignment with that decision. So accountability and acceptance to what you went through is very important for that healing journey. And like you said, a lot of people just don't get there, but they put their stress pretty much in the back to help others. And that helps them, get over their traumatic experience. So yeah, we're in alignment a whole lot with our passions, things we want to do, and some of our beliefs so far. So I'm excited to go ahead and start this questionnaire. So I'm gonna start with number one. And what is your definition of celibacy or abstaining? You can give both if you want to. It's been a lot of debates about either or. And then I'll tell you mine.
Basically being celibate, especially in my situation, it was kind of by choice and kind of by force. I had experienced something traumatic happening, losing someone, and kind of spiraled out of control. And the devil was right there waiting.
Oh, yeah, always.
I could have made it to the heavenly barbecue.
Oh man,
his way, but God basically told me you need to sit down.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you don't, you're gonna be right up here. And I literally heard him say, if you don't do what I want you to do down there, I'm going to bring you up here.
Oh man.
And it was very loud.
So it got that bad?
Yes, it did. Because it had to. Because I lost people around me. And I went through a real deep depression. And I just got on my face and started praying and was like, God help me.
And I ain't gonna go too much because I do it over. Was that a boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay. How many years ago was that?
2018.
Okay, 2018. All right, that's 2018. That's probably when I ended up losing my pops. I moved to Georgia in 2016. A friend of mine, I got his picture somewhere around him, and I'm writing about him in one of my books currently. His name was Keith Wallace. He was supposed to be like a pastor or trying to get ordained, and he ended up committing suicide. Going to the church, telling him he hearing things. He's tried to get help, but he didn't receive any help, and pretty much from his experience, the church turned their back on him. And it was a whole, I ate it for a while, but I'm a workaholic, so that's my thing. And then I was going through my pop, so I understand when it seems like the wall fall, all the bricks start tumbling down, and that's where my defenses actually broke myself. So I get it, I understand, and there's no words that people can say when you're hurting or in that dark place that's going to help you pull yourself out, but submitting yourself to God and actually praying.
I'm sorry, you're about to make me cry. Because when you said that, I actually had a friend when I was in a very dark space. She called me and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm sorry, I'm getting choked up.
No, it's fine.
And I was like, nothing.
Terminal clients, all with this chat interface running off one server. And what we're going to implement and one shot is a slash.
What your friend did. And, she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Why are you asking me if I'm okay?" And she's like, "Because are you okay?" And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. And I was like, "Are you okay?" She was like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And I was like, "Well, you can come and visit me." And she was like, "I can." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Are you doing okay?" She's like, "Who do you stay with?" I was like, "It's just me." I was like, "You can come and, stay, come for a few days or however long you want." She's like, "Okay." And I said, "Why don't we go do something to eat this weekend?" And she said, "Okay." I said, "All right, make sure you call me." And she said, "Okay." I got a call from her mom that week and she killed herself.
Oh man. And my situation was pretty much the same. Say I was working, the guy was my co-worker. I talked to him the day before and he was like, he was asking, we was having a good conversation. And he was happy pretty much. So what people was telling me, once he figured out that he was going to do it, it was like he reverted back to his natural self. I really couldn't tell too much was going on. It was like he was excited for the future. He was going to come to Georgia and move with me because I was doing movies and stuff like that. I had some stuff with Devious Maids, Oprah, Tyler Perry, a lot of stuff that was going on for me, fitness modeling. And I was like, hey, you can come stay rent free, start new. The next day I seen him. He seen me, and so I was excited to actually see him. And then he kind of jetted off. And I knew something was strange. And then a couple hours later, I seen a Facebook post, and then that was it. He had an 8-year-old daughter. I think my daughter or my son at the same time was that age. So you can only imagine. I was like, I just literally talked to him hours ago, and at least his daughter wasn't there, but it wasn't just a regular suicide. his spouse, it was a double murder suicide. So he took her with him. And I didn't say it publicly until now with you. But I felt a type of way about the church and today's church or these pastors, and how they can turn their back on them. And I know he was military also, but of course they're gonna blame it on PTSD or whatever. And he went and got medical treatment at the facility, and they couldn't detect nothing wrong with him. He thought he was going through a spiritual warfare. He talked to his pastors, and he said the pastor told me it's no such thing as demonic spirits or influences. It's just symbolic. It's not real. The devil not real, stuff like that. So I was like, for even somebody to say that, they didn't even visit him when he checked himself in, but they released him after all the tests because he was saying he feeling something. And he's hearing voices that's telling him, to hurt himself, and eventually he got better, but it was like an ongoing thing. So that's why I kind of cling to him a lot more each day. And that was maybe like a week or 2 weeks before that happened. So it seemed like he was getting better. But looking back, he made his decision. He didn't want to go through the pain. He don't have no help in the church. I think he put it as an idol, his pastor and everybody else. So that was like the last blow. Your spouse, y'all was having disputes. You was trying to get back together. They want you, if you try to get ordained, they want you to have a happy family. They want you to get your marriage back. And they was kind of separated, but working on getting back together. She had a boyfriend. He didn't. I guess he messed up in the past when he was in the military. So, it's like a 4 years they were separated. They got back together. Those relationships, you back and forth, you young, they both was young, but now they older and they got a daughter. So they was together. But she had a boyfriend on the side and he didn't know. And then he found out and still forgave her. And they was trying, because of the church trying to amend it. And she said it was one thing, but it wasn't. And that just was that, that tug and war. I just was like, hey, you got to suffer the consequences. You messed up, leave it. Let her do whatever you want to, but it's driving you down a dark path.
Yes.
He couldn't sleep. He couldn't do nothing. The church wasn't helping him. And eventually he got over it. And it just seems like it was getting better. But, I was wrong. And, I asked myself why and all this and that for a long time. But who knows? Sometimes the test is for us and sometimes the test is for other people.
Yeah. To touch on what you said with just that whole type of situation, after that happened with my friend, I ran into another friend that I hadn't seen for a while. And long story short, she was like, yeah, we should go, hang out. I said, that would be nice. She's like, yeah. And I gave her a hug. I seen her. She killed herself.
Oh, man.
Like, it is a spirit. I don't care what anyone says because.
Well, I totally agree with you. I'm right on board with you. I say this all the time. We give stuff name, and people don't forget that the Bible always tells us that our words have power. We don't know what power, so if we give it that power, it turns into something else. So I'm in agreement with you with that, but I actually believe it.
Yeah.
And it happens. I don't know if what it is to try to break our will or what the situation is. I think it does vary, but it's just sad that they put you in the same place or predicament, and we have to try to figure out or bring up the pieces in our own lives during that same time frame, because we don't know what other people are going through.
Right. I will say this much: I had to sit back. It took all the strength out of me to figure out like what was going on, because after the second friend, she was somebody I would never, ever think would do that. These are young, beautiful young women. I say that, those are people that can't. The first one, she had 2 kids, which I feel terrible for them. But when I looked into the second young lady, she had a friend 2 weeks before that do the same thing. And then they had another mutual friend do the same thing before.
Oh, man.
She actually OD'd weeks before that. So I keep telling people it is a spirit. It also is your environment.
Yes.
What your friend was telling you, it is not a lie. I heard those same voices, and it would give me solutions. If you do it, no one's going to miss you.
Yeah.
If you do it, you're not going to have to worry about anything. Just do it. No one cares about you. No one cares about you. If they did, they would be calling you, or this person wouldn't do this, or this person wouldn't do that. It is a voice, but I will tell you what amplifies it. If you're drinking, if you're doing drugs, if you are around negative people, I do believe that there are some people that have wicked gifts.
Yes.
I was literally under attack, literally, from family, friends, or people I thought were friends.
Yeah.
People very, very, very close to me. And until you take a step back and you start looking at the people around you, you're not going to figure that out. Because there will be people that you would think are supposed to be there for you, and they're not.
Yeah.
I had someone that should have been there for me when I called them and told them that my boyfriend had passed, and they told me, I'm busy right now.
No, come on.
I don't have time for this.
Don't tell me that.
No, I'm serious. Then I had the same person when I was on the verge of going to the Heavenly Barbecue by choice. I said, they're like, what's wrong with you? You need to get it together. I said, I just don't want to be here no more. I'm just depressed. I got to go.
Oh, yeah. That's those type of individuals. I do hear of them. I know somebody who has a associate like that. You know, they call them a friend, but I don't consider friends as that, you know, because friends are genuine. It's a rare thing these days to have actual true friends. And now people are mainly associates. They with you to either come up, to get by, or who knows. I don't, because I can't recognize their thought processes, why they around you, why they do the things they got to do, and why they don't even show interest. You tell them somebody something serious like that, and for them to respond that way, I know God put people in your life for a specific reason. Maybe it still made you stronger. You realize everything that you went through now, and it's made you even stronger. But why did, you know, we can't, I know we can't, or we're not supposed to ask why, but it still came to a great conclusion because we're right here, right now, having the same conversation, and some of our situations are similar. So, you know, I tell people we're more similar than we are different, whether they believe it or not.
And so people can know that person was family. Okay?
Yeah.
That person was family that did that. So people need to know that everybody, maybe this person was going through something because they're going through stuff now. But that, nobody but God.
Yeah, but still, even if you're going through something, why not, you know, hold on and depend on somebody else so you can work on it together? You know what I mean? That was always my mindset. If you're going through, so I know negativity breeds negativity. They don't want you to be happy, you know, stuff like that.
Wow.
But why not even listen for a little second? So, you know, like I said, I don't personally get it. I know it's that type of people out there, but I know it's good and bad people in the world. You know, who knows? Maybe they was had a negative influence or demonic influence over their life at that time. So anything else that anybody else, they just didn't want a part of it. You know, so people like that who I just try to pray for them. You know, just like I pray for everybody, but a little extra prayer, or in my prayer life, is more like a conversation. Because, you know, God already know everything you need. So I talk to him just like I'm talking to you right now. I know everybody got their own different path, but I was like, you created me. You already know who I am and what I'm about. So it's no need to go down, beat around the bush. So, yeah, that's amazing. But let me, because we'll keep rambling on because we got so much stuff about it. And just like you said, I say the same thing. I don't want to ramble on, so let me get it. And I try to stop myself because I do the same exact thing. So I'm going to go to question 3. What are you hoping, praying, or wanting to achieve from your celibacy journey?
To continue to stay on that path until I find the right person. You know, people have their opinions about, well, you already had a child, you've done this or that. How you try to wait till you get married? Nobody's gonna do that. I believe you can find people that are on the same path as you.
Yeah.
And you can meet the right person because you'll be in the right mindset. So I do hope to be married one day. I would love to be able to do everything that I can, and for the youth, because that's my main thing. That's what I live for. And just teach them the same thing, that basically you need to respect yourself.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that other people respect you, because if you don't do that, people only treat you the way that you let them treat you. You don't have to give somebody your body because you like them.
Come on now, you preaching right now. Come on now.
You're going to be sleeping with everybody that they slept with. You're not going to know why you acting crazy, why you depressed, why you moody, why you all place. You need to sit down and you need to pick the right person, because those spirits will jump off onto you.
There you go.
And you won't know what's going on. And you sitting up there looking crazy. So you don't need to bring anybody's negative energy into your life. And it's going to take you time to get to know somebody. If you don't take that time to get to know somebody, not to say everybody that grew up bad, behave bad, but you will be trauma bonding. Looking back, a lot of my friends I had in school, in high school, we were trauma bonding. We all had the same trauma.
Yeah.
The same thing we were going through.
Hey, man, you cooking right now. I tell you, I say the same thing all the time. So do you believe in, and I didn't call it that back in the day, but now everybody is saying it's soul ties. You believe in that?
I definitely do. And guess what? It's going to take you some years to break those ties off, because I'm going to be honest with you. I will definitely believe in generational curses, and I've been doing my best to break them off of my family, because there's so many things that have just repeated in cycles that should not have repeated. And if you get with someone else that has those same cycles, your kids are going to have that.
Yeah, I agree.
There, that you can't just say, oh, I like him because me and him both have been through things. No, not to say you need to judge somebody, but I think a lot of us don't realize you need to have nerdy friends, or friends that haven't been through stuff.
Yeah.
So you can know what a healthy friendship and healthy relationship is.
Yeah.
And that makes me think of women. Oh, I don't want to talk to no square or no nerd. That's what you need.
Yeah.
That's probably what you need.
And
so you can stop making the same mistakes.
for me, I was an equal opportunity dater. It didn't matter if we had something in common, because I wouldn't say a jock or whatever. I played basketball, football. I was an athlete, so I was very, very good or blessed in any sport that I put my mind to. Varsity teams at a young age, stuff like that. But I dated different type of women. Math, I had a 4.0 and stuff like that. So I was smart in school. So some of the females, I remember talking to a female, she was a straight nerd, you name it. And I was still attracted to her, but she was nervous about being seen with me. And I, stopped in the hallway, conversate with her, because she felt like, the jock only messed with the cheerleader or whatever the case back then, stuff like that. And I was like, I don't care, because I wasn't raised like that. But just like you saying, certain people think that, and she was a wonderful young lady. It just going through my whole life. I told people this the other day and they don't believe me. I know I messed up, and I'm like the same way in a lot of things, but I didn't believe in like cheating and stuff like that. So I was just dating, but I never dated a bad female. All my relationships, now some of them might not have worked because it wasn't the right time or place or whatever the case may be, but no female that I actually dated or took serious was bad. It just wasn't a time and place for it. So I was blessed in that aspect, because I didn't play no games either. And I didn't want to play games. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it, but we ain't always do it the right way. I could put it like that. But it wasn't, really no drama too much or stuff like that coming up. And maybe because I was in the sports. So it's like, more people are more acceptable to different things. But as far as serious relationships, I never had one that was a bad situation like that. It didn't work for whatever reasons, but it was great women. That's just for me. I've been blessed in that way. And I hear all these other horror stories. I don't know about you coming up, especially, now it's different ball game, but in your days in high school, how was your relationships?